Welcome to SAS Citizen and an XXL Invictus Launch Week guide. This year's Invictus Launch Week 2951 will take place from 21st of May to 1st June in New Babbage on Microtech. And in keeping with tradition, a free fly event awaits us from 22nd May to 3rd June, where you can try out Star Citizen completely free of charge, or if you are already an active player, you can fly a variety of available and playable ships in the game completely free of charge during this period. So the Fleet Week, as the Invictus event is also called, offers not only an incentive for new players to drop by in the verse, but also for existing citizens to try out all ships and some really interesting in-game events. So we'll be there for several hours every day throughout the event, on Twitch live streams and of course on YouTube, with regular updates on events, offers and everything else that makes Invictus so exciting. And in addition to some really exciting guests in the streams, you'll also receive a free PDF with every vendor change at the fair, which will give you a clear overview of all the latest offers and information from the Pledge Store. This way, you'll never miss a bargain or highlights. In the following tips, we start with the event location and ways to make your journey as easy and effective as possible. Port Tressler, the space station located directly above New Babbage, serves as our primary spawn location. This means that we will set our spawn point by obtaining a landing clearance at this space station, and will subsequently avoid obtaining a landing clearance on New Babbage, which would set a spawn point there. At the same time, the Port Tressler space station is one of the secondary venues, so we enjoy additional benefits when spawning there. The primary main event, however, takes place on the planet Microtech and here in the capital New Babbage. Here we find the Invictus Launch Week fair in the Tobin Expo Center, where almost all ship manufacturers, which are preferred by the UE Navy, present their latest ships and equipment. And after spawning at the Port Tressler space station, it's only a few kilometers further quantum jump to finally be almost at the fair. Because with this way of traveling, we even save ourselves some time compared to spawning in New Babbage itself. In addition, we avoid some of the problems that often occurred in the past, such as lifts not opening in the spawn area, problems with the arrival, as well as other minor difficulties that we had to experience when spawning on the planet. In some cases, players were trapped in the spawn area. We can enjoy the entire fair as well as the Drake event, which takes place separately at the spaceport without having to set our spawn point on the planet. The primary way to do this is to access the indoor area directly via the Commons, where we will also land, and gain access to the Tobin Expo Center. And to make it as easy as possible for you to find your way around New Babbage, we'll take a look at all the different venues and especially the alternative access points which you can use without having to get lost on New Babbage. Our destination for the fair is the Tobin Expo Center, which is in direct side of the Commons, which will serve as our entrance. The Commons, these striking domed buildings that have a direct railway connection, are not only the city's shopping mile, but also the shortest way to the event center. And as we could see here, landing in the outdoor area is possible without danger, either on the frozen lake or with smaller ships in the area directly in front of the entrance. The spaceport, which is a good distance away, is the venue for the Drake event, which will take place there from 29 to 13 May. Here again, we reach the spaceport via the separate entrance, whereby we can also bypass a land requirement on New Babbage. And last but not least, the Aspire Grand, which is the normal spawn location on New Babbage, and can of course also be used. All through we have to accept a longer journey by train, and at your own risk of course. And since the skyline at night is really beautiful but not really clear, let's take another look at the individual locations and path in detail, including the special access options. At this blue gate on the left is the access to the commons. As we have seen, this access is not only actively used during the expo, as it also allows us to reach the various shops and the trade center very quickly. At the end of the corridor, in which we could also spawn ground vehicles, we reach a lift that takes us directly to the shopping area above, the commons. And a few meters further, past the round-the-clock yoga class, we reach the metro loop, New Babbage's railway system, where we only have to travel one stop. Incidentally, there is no access to the fair without traveling to it by train. However, we can minimize the journey time and thus directly the potential for problems. The exhibition grounds are divided into an entrance area and the exhibition halls, which can be reached by lift. The entrance area is ideal for small snapshots and one or two in-game souvenirs. And of course, the complete Invictus equipment is not to be missed. Via one of the lifts at the back of the hall, we finally reach the main exhibition area, where we are greeted by an impressive UEE hologram.
Hello and welcome to the 2951 Invictus Expo Hall.
Next to various Navy stands, where we will immediately volunteer for service, we find the corresponding ships and equipment in the halls, depending on the ship's manufacturers. The respective ship manufacturers change every 2 days. RSI, Consolidated Outland, Argo and Origin will start on 21 and 22 May, followed by Aegis Dynamics on 23rd and 24th May, Crusader Tumbril and Misk on 25 and 26th May, and Anvil Aerospace on 27 and 28th of May. And during our daily Twitch streams, you'll get all latest offers and informations from the Pledge Store live in the stream, and free PDF downloads via Discord. As a further event on May 29 and 30, Drake's own Defensecon will take place, which is separate from the UEE fair. And since we need a different entrance for this, we will first look at the way back to our ship, as well as the back entrance to the spaceport. For this, we use the vehicle spawn area directly attached to the spaceport, the garage. This will take us directly to the spaceport, which in turn saves us time and a train ride. This initially rather hidden entrance is easy to find, however, by following the railway lines to their end. Here we have the possibility to park our ship comfortably and to get directly to the Drake Defensecon via the inner area. By way of background, Drake is not a direct supplier to UEE Navy and is therefore not an exhibitor at the military fair itself. However, as a supplier of extremely popular and powerful ships, Drake is not to be missed, which is why this year's Defensecon will feature the company's signature red. However, there are a few more highlights at this year's Invictus Launch Week that we should not miss. We will have the unique opportunity to see the inside of a UEE Javelin, the Warhammer, and take part in the tour. Furthermore, we have the opportunity to see a Bengal class carrier, the largest flying ship in Star Citizen so far. These events take place at the main space stations in Stanton, such as our spawn point, Port Tressler. Information about the current location of the fleet can be found on the various display boards, such as this one. It is important to remember the docking port at the bottom right of the Javelin tour. So we go from the main venue on New Babbage into orbit to Port Tressler. And of course, you can also experience the fleet as well as the Javelin tour on the space stations around Area 18 or around Hurston. You will also receive a marker on your star map showing the current location of the fleet. However, you will not find the time information on this. Therefore, before a longer jump, it is worth taking a look at whether the journey is still worthwhile. Alternatively, It is of course also possible to shorten the flight from the surface to Port Tresla via a short quantum jump, or even a, let's call it an accident, and spawn there again. Especially when the fleet is about to depart, this can be proved to be an advantage. The UEE fleet is divided into two sections. One is the Javelin, which docks at the respective space station and the military area there, and the Bengal class, which circles around the space station with escort. And by the way, it seems that the docking mechanisms for the Javelin is already fully implemented, so maybe we can expect more ships with docking mechanics soon. In order to take the tour of the Javelin, you will need to use the lifts, which will also take you to the landing pads and hangars, to get to the military security dock, which is indicated on the display board. During the tour, I recommend that you bring some time with you, as there is not only a lot to see, but also a lot to hear. At almost every station of the destroyer, we find officers and crew members who gives us information about the respective area and guide us atmospherically through the ship. All areas of the Javelin are not accessible, but contrary to the initial expectations, these areas are already present. During the tour, the Javelin already conveys a very impressive impression with regard to the size and scope of such a capital ship. The many details, the harmonious lighting and proportions also reflect a credible, powerful destroyer of the UEE Navy. And to come back to the dubbing of the various crew members, they are professionally and coherently staged, which also contributes to a successful event and an unforgettable tour of the Javelin. However, there is another highlight on our Invictus Launch Week program: the flypast of a Bengal class carrier, a carrier ship of the UEE Navy, which sets new standards in terms of size and increases the anticipation of epic space battles with capital ships. For this part of the program, we take the controls ourselves, whereby a small and maneuverable ship is recommended by us. And since this is a rather passive event, we will leave you for some of our impressions of the UEE Bengal fleet and hear you again at the conclusion. We are really looking forward to this highlight in Star Citizen and have prepared several hours of live streams on Twitch for you every day from 7:30 German time, where we can also welcome some really exciting guests. We are looking forward to Fexi, Sitco, Ferrister, the Space Crew and other guests. Details about the stream can be found as usual in the Discord. And of course, there will be some exciting giveaways and promotions for you. I hope you enjoyed the video and leave me a like and maybe even a subscribe here. The Invictus Launch Week is just around the corner and we'll be able to experience some interesting new ships, offers and the whole pride of the UE Navy up close. Then there is the Free Fly event where we citizen veterans can once again try out all the available ships for free, including the brand new Crusader Hercules Starlifter. What do you think about the Invictus Week? Are you keen to see the fleet? Will you be visiting the show? Be sure to post your comments below the video or in the Discord. But the most important, as always, a big thank you to all Patreons, channel members and Twitch subscribers. You are a huge motivation and without you the whole thing would not be possible in this form. Thank you so much guys, you rock! The regular Twitch streams will also take place during the Invictus Week, but from 7:30 PM German time onwards, as well as every day through the entire Invictus Week. We are looking forward to seeing you and to experiencing this event together with you. And of course there will be some XXL giveaways, 2 Constellation Tauruses, several rocks and much more. You can find out how to take part in the video description. I say goodbye until next time, and as always, see you in the verse.